Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophia, pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue our December special edition of focusing on one Xi's quotes a day, even if it's one word. I started a small ambition, and now I'm tackling something probably a little bit out of my scope, but I like this challenge. Okay, this is his speech, came from his speech back in 2013, a year in after he became the top dog of the leadership in CCP, therefore the leadership of the whole country. Okay, so 2013 he said, 只有社会主义才能救中国. Again, the tonation I marked with numerical system 1, 2, 3, 4, flat rising, bend and falling. So 只有社会主义才能救中国. So this is a full sentence, and in a conditional sentence of only with socialism that China can be saved. I mean, that's verbally correct the sequencing in English, but Chinese say it differently. We say 只有社会主义, okay, only with socialism, 才能, okay, 才, I translate as alone, but 只有才 is this conditional phrasing format that's kind of 只有 in the front, blah, 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 and then 才, that's the linguistic structure in Chinese expression to make the sentence of only under this condition. 才 is then, only then. I guess then is the better translation. So in this logic thing would be only then, only socialism, then 能 can, 能 means can, 救中国, save China. So China can only be saved. I mean, that's the English expression way, right? So we in Chinese don't exactly bother to make it sequentially, if you can save or can be saved, or we don't really bother with this passive active formation. Okay, so here he's making the statement of the justification of why CCP is the one and only one that can rule China. Because, okay, notice the word 救, like only them can save you from the trap or from the oppressions of, okay, the pretext of that. The unsaid thing here that old Chinese, born, raised in communist China, Chinese would fill the blank automatically of why he was making the pretext of his statement here. Like save China from what? That from what was 三座大山, that was summarized by Chairman Mao, the founding father. So founding father basically depict China facing 3 oppressors. Use shan as the symbol to, okay, China, as if China was placed underneath the weight of the mountain. Okay, so one is colonization from the West. Okay, China as an independently, continuously growing culture on the very edge of this Euro-Asia continent, have the full, I guess, cultural psychology. Like we refuse to change our culture. We refuse colonization. Like, yes, you can do trade. I mean, Chinese was traders back then, the Silk Road, and there were some ocean-based seafaring as far as to Africa, trade routing efforts from China back then. So Chinese was traders, but Chinese refused to be colonized because just culturally, we were too proud or we were so identified with our own culture through generations of such learning and raising in like heavily imbued in this culture, that colonization was the first scare for Chinese cultural psyche. So 殖民 主义is colonization, and then 官僚主义, 封建主义, right? I think that's okay. 官僚主義 was the second one, so probably it's a little bit like corresponding to capitalism, or probably oligarchy was more corresponding. So it's like elitism, like the country also oppressed by the picture of being ruled by the elite few that decides the majority of the people, like 0.0001% of the population decide the whole 100% of the population's destiny. So that was the second scare. And then the third one was 封建主義, feudalism. So you don't want to have your emperors anymore. That was bygone era. But China was just, I guess, the overthrow of the last dynasty, the feudalism, I mean, was miscapped as feudalism according to Chinese history book. That was 1911. 1911 to 1949, only 38 years in between. So less than one generation ago, probably grandparents' generation back then was still ruled under the feudalism. You still had an emperor. So that was described as the third scare. Like you don't want to go back to the past either. So you don't want the foreign, you don't want the past, and you don't want the very few to oppress you so that they make a ton of money for it. I guess communism, CCP, the founding father, summarized this in a context of the year after the overthrow of the last dynasty and their establishment. There were this brief period of this power, warlordship of whoever came into power locally are going to exert their military power over the population. And he was using that as an argument, like you don't want to be ruled under such warlords or the very few who have this power over your life either. So the big picture was painted as only socialism can save China from all three oppressors. So socialism then was depicted as the solution and one and only solution to China's, rescripting of their destiny. So the socialism then was, I guess, painted as, okay, we're here for the people, you're part of us. And socialism is for every, especially the poor, the, dispowered, the have-nots, because socialism is about equalizing. It's about redistributing the wealth and the power among people. Therefore, this is the best system for the 100% of the population. Okay, that's the argument. Every Chinese grew up in China know the three oppressors well, and therefore can understand this sentence, 只有社会主义才能救中国 statement, like where does that come from? It's based on the depiction of the three oppressors. That you don't want the other three options. So this is the one and only solution to save China. Okay, so since here, the whole sentence is anchored on this verb, save. I'm going to show you the traditional Chinese save depicted in this way. So this is three-finger hand symbol. You can see two three-finger hand symbol depicted over there. This first one on the left is a sound maker. It sounds like 球, and now it's a ju. So it's carrying this sound over to this new character. And this 球 meant, okay, it has this hair puffing out from the wrist. So if this is the hand symbol, this is the hair from there. And that means seeking, wanting something, desire. The logic behind that is the fur coat, which protect you as if you grow your fur around your wrist, right? Only showing a small portion of your body to, we can infer the full body are covered with fur coat. So fur coat is a desirable article of the warm insulation thing that people desire. So that becomes desire symbol. And the right is three finger holding this thing. This was said to be a fortune telling equipment, and that generalized into any sort of equipment. So this with that means likely knock on something. So I'm not sure if fortune telling involves with knocking on the wood all the time or what, but that's Chinese little knock. So little knock with seek together, it means save. There is some logic jump over there, but in any case, we can see two hand symbol over there. So save is a man-made effort. I guess that's all we need to know, because nature probably only out of luck can save us, but man save man comes from this hand symbol, that this is a man-made effort. That's you or whoever is the victim can be saved. Okay, 只有社会主义才能救中国. Okay, evoke in me as somebody grew up in this culture, 救中国, save China. Then to this, this is a 2007 one, but movie. This is a 2007 propaganda movie. So there is this whole category of, it's not for entertainment, okay? It's to get you educated, to get you brainwashed, to get you further, patriotism or whatever. And you can see this army hat thing that symbolizes this. This is talking about history back then, about the founding of China, of how people sacrifice their lives for you. So you're kind of forever indebted to whoever sacrifice their life for you. So they're depicting of this story back then, with this pretty young faces. It's totally unconvincing from the casting. Okay, so and then the slogan here is 没有共产党就没有新中国. That is a line by the founding father, Chairman Mao himself. He is making a statement of no CCP, no new China. That's a literal translation. So that is a call back to Chairman Mao's argument or statement about communism and China. China can only exist because there is CCP. Okay, CCP as the precondition of the existence of new China. And that's the only picture you have in your brain. That's the only destiny, the only path. So, you can see the mentality there. 没有共产党就没有新中国. That's Mao's statement versus Xi's statement is 只有社会主义. He's not even saying CCP over there. He's using this ideology in there. The ideology on the order of China has been in the past 70 plus years is this socialism / communism ideology, like only this, following this script, which they don't exactly know how to run the country, which is proved by the current China's downhill going trend of economy. So they're saying this is the right script. This is the only solution, only path for Zhongguo. And in fact, I'm the savior of you. So there you go. Save China. Cash into the currency of thinking about, well, why did I resolve you?